Alright, welcome everyone to this tournament match of Super Mario Odyssey Bingo. I am Tinpars and I'm joined by Vash.
Which is this nerd right here.
And today we'll see luckaffe versus Sefaro. I've looked at their PBs. Their any percent PB has like a 9-minute difference. Sefaro is 9 minutes faster. However, that doesn't mean anything for Bingo.
Yeah, that just means that maybe they're better at movement, but even then, the movement of any percent is less flexible generally than a lot of the other categories that run longer.
Exactly. And I see that Sefaro has done a few Dark Side and World Peace runs, so he might have some more experience with other moons. However, I don't know what luckaffe has. Maybe he has more casual knowledge of the game. Or maybe he has experience with bingos from other games. So we will see.
Plus, their casual playthroughs could have been. Some runners haven't even completed the game 100%
Oh, that's true.
casually.
It looks like we can now see the board. The runners right now are probably really focused on the board right now and trying to still be fast in Cap Kingdom, which sometimes can be really fast, really hard.
A lot of time in bingo, watching Cap Kingdom can be a lot of who has more muscle memory for Cap while they can look at the board.
And you saw Sefaro grab that checkpoint there. That might be useful for later if he decides to return to Cap Kingdom.
I'm not sure he actually intends to, but I think he's actually just playing it safe, and rather than worrying about getting it or not having it later, he's just grabbing it now.
Yep. It doesn't lose much time, so I usually always grab it.
Yeah, I would agree with that.
And yet there are actually a few cap goals, or at least one cap goal on the board, so we might see them return to cap.
Yeah, I'm seeing one explicit cap goal and a couple of goals that I might consider coming back for, but I mean, I'm saying I might come back for 75 total regionals, but 75 total regionals is really, really free.
Yeah. 75 only? Yeah, that's free. However, the moon shards could be pretty quick in Cap Kingdom. So maybe someone will combine those with the Cap moons. Oh yeah, and this is triple bingo, so they have to complete 3 bingos. Whereas one bingo is 5 squares in a row, in a column, or diagonal. So far both runners have done the same thing, which is basically any percent.
Yep. It looks like... Let's see, are there any purples that could... There are 25 purples in Cascade, and neither runner have decided to get any so far, so maybe they're not even... Maybe neither of them are even looking at that space.
Yeah, maybe they haven't decided yet.
Yeah.
Usually you'd want to aim, or you'd want to have your route after the Madame Brutal fight.
Yeah, some runners, a lot of runners have different points for where they want to decide. I know that Bayleaf tries to have his route in the first 34 seconds before he even gets control of Mario.
Yeah, okay, in that case that's different for every runner.
Yeah.
Yeah, I see that there are 16 moons and 18 moons in Cascade on the board, so that might be a good combo. However, they are long goals, so it might still not be the best option, but it would be a good synergy.
You could combo with a couple of things here, like 20 moons from sub areas and a lot of Cascade's base sub areas.
Yeah, and since there's the 20 moons from Sub-Area's goal, it could be a good synergy. Now we'll see. Sefaro is doing any percent.
Really
And-
seeing their first inputs after beating Madame Brutal is where you start to see, alright, it looks like they're going for this, it looks like...
Yep. Oh, it might be that Sefaro is collecting several moons here. And luckaffe is already leaving Cascade. So he's probably ignoring the 18 and 16
Wow.
moons.
He might be saving it for later because Cascade is different on return.
That's
He
true,
might be
there are.
hoping to come back and purchase a moon and use the shiny rock that appears when you return.
Exactly, that could be faster than getting all the moons now.
And because this board lacks some other spaces that you would normally finish on with a backtrack, like Cloud Picture Match, he could just be using Cascade, like, finish moons as his finishing space.
Yeah, exactly. Oh, he actually went back and he's now collecting purple coins.
Interesting. Maybe he didn't fully know what he was doing, or
Yeah.
he just had that any percent brain muscle memory.
Yeah, maybe he still used that cutscene to finish his routing.
Yeah.
And luckaffe is ignoring all the moons, that means he only wants the regional coins. Oh, and timer challenges, it seems. Is there a goal for timer challenges
I
on
don't
the
think
board?
so. So maybe I think he might be planning to come back.
Yeah, maybe. And Sefaro unfortunately died. I didn't see how, but I guess it was a cloud.
Yeah, I think it was Cloud. Alright, look off, almost done with his purples. Just gonna grab these last couple ones right here.
And he's probably waiting until a cutscene for marking the goal. Exactly,
And
there
that
we have the
gives-
first goal.
And that leaves him with 7 moons in Cascade.
Meanwhile, Sefaro is still collecting moons and sub-areas, maybe.
Look out, learning some controls from Cappy. I'm sure that those will come in handy during this run.
Oh, the double bonk from Sefaro. The camera angle is quite tricky in this room.
Yeah, it's deceptive because the game tries to be tricky by hiding this last room,
Yeah, exactly.
but the way the camera pulls back, you never really know if it's in your vision. Ooh, the cops skipping all the purples in town.
Yep. So I guess he doesn't want the top right goal.
Yeah, and I mean, I would also be taking them if I was in 75 total regionals.
True. They're pretty free.
But he could just be saving them for later because this board is really sand heavy. I see 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 sand spaces.
Oh wow, yeah. That's a lot.
So both runners could be expecting to spend a lot of time in sand here.
Alright, Sefaro decides to move on to Sand Kingdom. He doesn't have enough moons yet, but as Vash said, you can always return later and get some extra moons.
Koff doing mostly any percent route here.
Yep, getting some quick moons, and...
Looks like he is going to do atop the highest tower. Ooh.
Yeah. But that's an unfortunate bonk.
An annoying bonk. So now he's opting to go down here, probably trying to recycle some time by picking up some purples.
Yep. Backup strats. Really important in bingo. Oh, Sefaro might have forgotten something. At least he went back to cap. Or he didn't actually move on to sand. Looks like he's undecisive. Or maybe he's looking for something.
I think he's trying to gather up some purples. This is one of the scary things about bingo. Not entirely knowing where necessarily everything in the game is.
Yeah. Especially as an any percent runner, you might not know the locations of purple coins or certain other moons.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so far, looking at the board, it might seem like luckaffe is winning. However, this means nothing.
Yeah.
Like, Sefaro has so many moons in Cascade, which will give him valuable goals, and those might still bring him the win.
Also, by spending more time in Cascade, he is picking up more coins than his opponent, which can be relevant even if he doesn't necessarily take a space that involves coins, because he can purchase moons in Kingdom to alleviate having to get a lot.
Yeah, exactly. Coins are always handy in bingo, because you never know when you might have to buy a moon.
Koff, making progress on this Chardman.
Yep. So he might be going for the 3 moons from moon shards, or he might just want access to the pyramid.
Yeah. Do you remember what the runners agreed on for clips?
Oh no, he died. I don't know what they agreed on. Oh, but he got a checkpoint, so it's not a bad death.
Could that have been a death warp?
Maybe? I actually didn't pay that much attention. I just saw that he died.
I mean, it could have been. I didn't realize until recently, but death warping is faster than warping in this game.
Is it much faster or only a little?
I think it's like a second or two.
Oh wow. Sefaro was having a little bit of trouble getting to those purple coins, but now he got them. And he can almost mark his first square as well. luckaffe grabbing those juicy coins.
Lukov getting one sub-area moon so far in sand. Probably getting the second one. Ooh.
Ooh, oh, nice save.
Oh, there we go. Doing this room the intended way, going on top of it.
Exactly. I actually never found that out myself in my casual playthrough.
I was ruined for it by watching speedruns.
Alright. Yeah, I've got some moons spoiled as well by watching speedruns, but the temptation was too big.
Mm-hmm.
Right, so Sefaro has marked his 2 first goals. 25 coins in Cascade and the 16 moons.
And Lukov picking up his other sub-area rooms.
Yep, and maybe some purples on the way. Those purples can be tricky to get because when you enter the room and the camera shifts, you sometimes miss Cappy. So Sefaro is going on to the Sand Kingdom as well. Skipping the action guide. And let's see, I'm still wondering if luckaffe is going for the world peace in sand or not. And he probably is, since he's entering the pyramid, and even though there are some quick moons in there, you probably only want to go there for the world peace. Or maybe if you have 30 moons in sand, or some other really big goal.
Mm-hmm. Sadly, there's no other real synergy with the pyramid here. There's no 8-bit moon, there's no treasure chest. The only other huge benefit from going into pyramid here is getting coins.
Exactly.
Also, sadly, there's only 3 purples out of this situation, which are behind the boss fight.
Oh, there are actually some others, but they are really slow.
Oh yeah, they're above the bullet building, aren't they?
Yeah, exactly. In the 2D section.
Oh, I need to note those.
But they are so slow, I think nobody's really going for them.
Far with some really clean movement, getting on top of that archway.
Yep, that any percent is paying off.
Mm-hmm. You can tell that once he reaches a part where he's doing an any percent route, he looks a lot more comfortable. Sadly messes up the bullet build trick, but I don't think it's gonna be too big of a deal for him.
Actually, that was intentional. He just wanted to get to the tower. Or maybe just a really good backup.
I think he wants to do. Oh, that was also a really good bullet build boost.
Yep. Did luckaffe die?
I think so.
Rest in peace.
I think they ended up bonking. Yeah, that jump is really annoying sometimes. No, he must have gotten the secret.
Yeah, but if you get the secret, you won't spawn in the 2D section.
Yeah, that's why I'm a little bit confused because it spawns you where the before the jump.
Yeah, exactly.
pretty clean Harriet fight going on here. While Sefaro goes back and cleans up down there.
Yep, looks
Warps
like he's
back up
collecting
to
a lot of
tower.
moons.
Works back up the tower to use the advantage that height offers you, speed.
Yeah, that seems like a good strategy. Better than jumping through the quicksand, which is really slow.
Mm-hmm.
And it looks like Sefaro didn't mark the atop the highest tower goal, which probably means that he's not going for it.
I think it's just that he hasn't really found... I don't think he was confident enough to do it during a cutscene.
Oh, okay, that might be as well.
Alright, Luckaffe, now in Night Sand.
Yep, pretty close to world peace.
Looks like he is picking up the purples in town now. Figured that before he didn't really want to grab them because he knew he was going to come back here anyway.
Yeah, maybe. There's so many ways how you can do something in bingo.
Mm-hmm.
Like intentionally skipping a moon or purples and then coming back later because it will save like 1 second.
Sefaro, doing 8-bit. Doesn't really look like he's going for Pyramid.
Yeah, maybe.
At least not yet. Maybe he's just front-loading some moons here, and he plans on going
Yeah, we
for
should
the
see
speed.
right now. If he wants to move on, then he has enough moons now. However, he decides to stay, so he probably has some goals to finish here.
Mm-hmm. I think it's probably 20 minutes of sand.
Yeah, he has been collecting a lot of moons. And only one of the story moons, so 20 moons is the most likely goal to go for. Also grabbing some extra coins in the Sphinx room. They are always handy to have.
And Luckaffe is about to enter Olmec. Who his real name is Knucklotech.
Yeah, after that fight he will actually have 20 moons as well, so... or 21. So if he's going for that goal, then he has like calculated moon count pretty well.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, rest in pieces.
I think at this point it's pretty confident to say that Luckaffe is going for bottom row.
Yeah, it looks pretty much like this.
It's a little bit interesting that he opted to not do Jaxi Ruin.
For the sub area, you mean?
Yeah, for the sub area, since he's gonna need 20 total.
Yeah. Well, if he's going back to Cascade, then he will get many sub areas there. So that might already be enough. Because the Jaxi sub area is pretty slow. First you need to pay Jaxi, and then you need to collect the notes, and then it's a pretty long area.
Sefaro sticking around for even 21 moons.
Oh yeah. Oh, was that in the sub area? Maybe he wanted one more for the sub areas.
It was the shop.
A shop, okay.
It was employees only.
Oh, okay. Yeah, this is triple bingo, so you need 3 lines. Or 3 bingos. Luckaffe is called. Yeah, exactly. He is buying an outfit.
Potential row 4 or column 1 for him. Or column 2, row 3.
Oh yeah, there are 2 costume goals. Yeah, there's still so many potential bingos that they might go for. He also got his second outfit already. He didn't buy a sticker, so he probably won't go for that goal.
Yep. He had 25 purples in sand. Which looks like he won't be getting that top right space. But he is 2/3 of the way done with 75 total regional, so.
I think he also has some in Cascade. Oh yeah, 2/3. I can't math. And Sefaro is collecting moon charts in the Lake Kingdom. Which means that he's probably going for the 3 moon charts goal.
Did he get the one in sand?
Oh, I think he didn't, actually.
I don't think he did. I'm pretty sure Pyramid was close for him. Which could still make sense if he does decide to go back to Cap Kingdom, because there are 2 shards. Cap.
Yeah, maybe he just thought that the shards in the Sand Kingdom are too slow. Because they are really slow.
I've heard a lot of people say that they hate that moon.
Yeah. It looks like both runners chose to go to Lake Kingdom first. For some bingo rows, bingo boards, it might be better to choose to it wooded first, depending on hint arts and painting orders, but in this board, it doesn't really matter.
And I would say that most runners would prefer to go to Lake first, just because it starts you on it selecting lives, and also it's any percent.
Yeah, exactly. And you don't have to think too much.
Yep.
There are enough other things to think about in bingo. And Sefaro is already leaving Lake Kingdom. I think he only got the Moon Shard goal-wise.
He only got one Moon Shard there. And then just any percent of the rest of the lake. I'm not even sure if he picked up any purple.
At least he didn't pick up the goal for 15 purples. Meanwhile, luckaffe is getting some more sub-area moons.
Yep, looks like he's gonna pick up another 2 here. He picked up a couple purples on the way, just 6 so far, but he really doesn't have to pick up too many in the rest of his run. An unfortunate bonk, but we're gonna see if he's gonna decide if he even wants to get the second moon here. Which
Yeah,
it looks like he does.
he was thinking about it, and then yeah, he decided to go for it. It takes a long time, but since he's already here, it's probably still worth it. Oh, don't die from the Goombas.
One health is oh.
Yeah, it's scary.
It shouldn't be any near as scary as it was.
Okay, survived the hardest part.
I don't know this room enough, and so he fell in that gap between those two like above platforms.
Yeah.
And I thought for sure he was gonna die because I didn't know that there was a little lower platform.
Oh, okay. I think normally you would go for the zippers and make a path with them, but that's too slow for a speedrunner.
Luckaffe moving on to Wooded.
Yep. He also didn't do any goals in Lake Kingdom. He just got the 2 sub areas for his 20 moons in sub areas.
Yep. And then picked up some non-committal amount of purple.
Yeah, okay. True that.
Oh, Andy did a moonshot.
Oh, he did, okay.
So he's only 1 moonshot away from hitting that goal.
Yeah, and there are a lot of quick moon shards along the way.
Buying another costume.
Yep, good thing he saved up so many coins for this.
Part of the benefit of going inside Pyramid in sand, and also a benefit of doing World Peace in sand.
Exactly. Do you know if he got the big coin stack in the boss room?
I don't think he got that one.
Okay.
Just the one before the treasure chest. Before.
Yeah, maybe he doesn't need it. If he only needs 5 costumes, he can buy the rest with purple coins.
Yep.
Even if he needs 6 costumes. And Sefaro is going back to get some more moon shards. The ones we were just talking about.
So that means that both players opted to get both moon shards so far.
And yeah, it looks like Sefaro unfortunately has to forfeit.
Yep. Just a scheduling mishap. Not a didn't ask for time off work. And scheduled maybe a little bit too far ahead, but I mean, life happens.
So we'll see if luckaffe wants to finish this, and
I think that he still finishes it because if they end up doing it, I didn't see the result of the discussion yesterday, but if time is used as a measure at all for moving on to next phase, he would still have to finish this.
yeah, I don't know how the runners will handle this. If it will just be a forfeit or... So yes, let's just focus on luckaffe's game so far.
Yep.
And see how it will end up.
Nothing about nuts on this board. Yeah, nothing about nuts. So it's actually a pretty weak wooded board, which is pretty uncommon in my experience. Wooded usually shows up in a lot of spaces.
Yeah, that's true.
The only real
So-
thing you can do here wooded-wise is shards.
And sub areas.
And sub-areas, yeah.
You can also look at the hint art if you want to revisit sand.
Which painting? Is this the one that's on the super far away? Yeah, this is the super far away hint art, right?
Yeah, it's behind the pyramid.
Yeah, that one.
Yeah, you don't really want to go for that except if you have to. Like maybe you need 3 moons from him. Is that even a goal?
I don't think it is anymore. I know it used to be, and I used to be like, well, that's a lot.
Yeah, that would be like a difficulty 30 goal.
But it is a little
Picking
bit
up-
surprising to me sometimes because I still see some spaces that I've never seen before.
Yeah, that's true. Some of the goals appear really rarely. Okay, so luckaffe defeated the Brutal and has freed up some more moons and maybe purple coins. No purple coins.
Not interested at all in these purple. Ooh, it looks like he's going to try to get up here way faster than most runs actually do it. Might just be getting the shard room and then leaving.
That's a possibility. Nope.
I
He
was going to be very
wants-
surprised because this would actually be the first time I've seen someone leave wooded this fast in a very long time.
I wonder, maybe he wants the 8 moons from sub areas?
Yeah. I don't think he's going to go for that many. I think he's just going to pick up a couple here.
Oh yeah, maybe for his 20
Yeah.
sub area goal.
Oh, an unfortunate bonk that just barely puts him off that ledge.
Yeah, that wall can be really tricky to climb. Depending on how many of the rocks you shoot with the tank. Oh no, another bomb.
Oh,
Do you know if he got the fuzzy pipe?
I don't think.
Oh,
I don't remember if he did. Yeah, he did pipe. He did pipe.
okay. And he decides to warp out of the sub area. I guess he
Yep.
changed his mind. Not uncommon for Bingo.
Yeah, I always try to tell people if you think that something isn't going to be faster, just don't do it. You know, don't sunk cost fallacy yourself, right?
Yeah.
But it is extremely hard to do because you know, like, oh man, it's all this time and I got nothing out of it. Interesting to see that he didn't even pick up the Goomba Shard room, though.
Yeah, I was expecting him to go for that because it was right next to him. And it was a sub area.
Mm-hmm. He's only at 8 sub areas, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, I counted 8 as well.
Dude, I always forget that cloud thing.
Yeah. It's just
There
so
was
useless for Bingo.
there was another I think it was the race from yesterday where I forgot that Lost happened.
Oh, okay. Just skipping a kingdom.
Well, it was just more of that I forgot that you couldn't leave Lost and just go to
Oh,
a kingdom. Yet, you know, because it's one of the 2 kingdoms where you have to repair the Odyssey.
yeah, exactly. That's sometimes useful to know for Bingo. Because it will be better to revisit an earlier kingdom before going to Lost.
Right now, you guys are seeing us figure out some rulings.
And yeah, there we begin the boss fight. Just some normal any percent boss fighting.
Didn't go for the fast hit on the first one. Went for a little bit of the safer strat. Just might not have felt confident on his rolls there. But he will go for fast head on second attempt.
Oh, he's actually going for the strat where he's standing behind the hats. But Bowser grabbed the hat again.
Just a little bit of Bowser trolling. I actually didn't even know you could sing behind the hand.
I think that was a strat that was used shortly in any percent. But then the instant hat grab was discovered and everyone was using that.
Yeah, that was an okay Bowser fight. That's about roughly what you expect out of Cloud Kingdom.
Yeah. In Bingo you should never expect the run to go perfectly because you have so many other things to focus on other than the run. And you need a lot of improvised movement. So it's really different than any percent where you just have a set movement that you learn and practice and repeat. It's just
Doing the
totally
old skip to
improvised.
skip Klepto.
Exactly. I'm not sure if he's using this for his bingo route or if he just hasn't learned the meme tree skip.
I think that it might just be that meme tree is a little bit it's a bit harder, right?
Yeah, true.
And messing up there is pretty easy, and like a mess up there is a death a lot of the time.
Yep. And since bingos are usually races, you sometimes just go for the safer strats instead of the
Consistency
take
can
1 or
be
2 seconds.
extremely strong.
Exactly.
And this is where we ask Klepto to please leave. And we get to listen to this song for the rest of the kingdom now. Wait, no,
Yeah,
it disappears? Oh, no, there,
for
okay, there it is.
For the moon grab animation. It's quite sad because the lost music is pretty beautiful.
Yeah. And the Klepto music is less good.
Yeah. I mean, it's fitting for a boss fight, but you're just collecting moons in a speedrun, so... yeah.
Ooh, a nice recovery on aiming.
Exactly. So, I think he's just doing any percent in this kingdom.
Also opting to not do under the bridge.
Yeah, maybe he's not comfortable with that moon because, yeah, if you mess up again, you die, and it can be hard to recover from.
And it also opens you up to a big Klepto mistake, since anytime you end up reloading, Klepto comes back.
Yep, and you don't want to get your cap stolen.
You do not want to get your caps. That is, I think it's a minute and a half loss. It's pretty significant.
Yeah.
Moving on to Metro after the devoid of sub-areas lost.
Exactly. Yeah, he's probably going for many sub-areas here and for the 20 regional coins.
And he might even be getting that world piece in Metro.
World piece, where is that?
Middle.
Column 3.
Which would kind of tie a lot of his board together, the way that he's routed, because it'll help him get these sub-areas, it'll help him get his total sub-areas.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, it's not yet decided which is his third row. He'll probably go for row 5 and column 2 because of the moon shards. And the third one is probably one that has 20 moons in sand. Night Metro is usually just the same as in any percent, because there are a few purples and some moons, but yeah, not many things that you can do different.
Did he get any purples in Lost? I don't think he did.
He did not. But if he's going for the 20 regional coins goal here, then he might have calculated that he doesn't need any more.
Oh, yeah.
Like, I think he already has 50.
Yeah,
or
he
50.
51, 57.
Okay, yeah, then it will work out perfectly. Grabbing some extra coins in City Hall. Ooh. And that's the typical. That's really typical for City Hall.
Does manage to pick up a single purple coin on the way down.
Yeah, looking at it positively.
Yeah, so it still kind of works out for him a little bit. Because he's at
a lot.
Yeah,
Still a lot of time lost. Oh no.
he's at a point. Oh, that's not.
He's probably mad because that's really unfortunate death at that pole.
This room can be pretty frustrating because the cycles and the movement are pretty tight.
Yep.
So any mistake kind of just cascades from there because now you know like, the whole room's off timing and.
Especially if it's the room's fault and not your own fault, then can be even more annoying. Right, there we go.
Reach the top.
And grabbing the secret moon. Well, secret, but yeah.
It is actually easy to forget that that is supposed to be a secret.
Yeah.
And now all of us bless RNG.
Exactly.
Or a good Wiggler fight. Alright, a pretty solid first phase. Sits in this corner so that Wiggler takes the shortest path here.
Those any percent strats are coming to a use, even in bingo. Yeah, like I said at the beginning, you can't say from any percent time who is gonna win in a bingo, but there are still certain parts that are the same as any percent, like the Cap Kingdom or the boss fights. So it does help to have a good time.
And some runners even just try to make their bingo route as any percent as possible. A lot of runners will try to route what's comfortable for them.
Yeah, exactly. Some runners might not be familiar with the purple coins and opt to skip most of those goals.
I know that for a while I saw 60 in Wooded and I was like, whoa! But now I look at 60 in Wooded, I'm like, well, actually that's not that bad.
Yeah. Like if you can combine it with a different goal, then it's really easy.
I'm at a point now where I pretty much mark it green every time. Because I looked at a route for 60 and I was like, oh, this is not that bad at all.
Oh, you routed which way to go to collect the 60 coins?
Yeah, I didn't write it down or anything, because
Okay.
I get too self-conscious about my routing.
I mean, it's a good idea. Okay, now that we have defeated the Mecha Wiggler, there are some more and new moons available, especially
yeah,
sub areas.
Oyster.
Going for the RC car moon without the scooter.
He only needs, I think, 5 more purples, and he'll have 75.
Yeah, around 5 more. Alright, another sub area. After this, he will have 10 moons from sub areas.
And he will also have 3 moon shards if he does this one.
Oh, exactly.
This is another thing I always forget. I always forget that there are so many shards in Metro.
Yeah, I think it's 3 shards.
Yeah.
And there are way more
No, you go.
There are way more sub areas here than you'd think. I think it's like 12 or 14.
I think it's 14
moons.
I remember I just had to look it up because I was watching another bingo.
Okay. Some of the sub areas are still pretty slow, especially because they have moon shards. But there are so many and they are so close by in Metro that can gather a lot of them for the 20 sub area goal.
Yep. It is 14, I just looked it up. In general, there are a lot more sub areas than I thought. Not including Calf, when you leave Lake and Wooded, there are like 27-ish.
27, wow.
Yeah. And that's not including Calf. Because Calf
That
is
sounds
another
like a lot.
8. But then, you know, we also look at a lot of those are not fast.
Yeah, like I know the beanstalk in Wooded requires world peace, and I think I've never seen that in a bingo.
Yeah. And now he does for sure have 75 regionals.
And I'm curious if he will mark the 20 regional coins in the metro. Yes, he does. He hasn't marked the 75. Maybe he still needs some more. Or maybe he wants to count them first.
Yeah, I think it's that he wants to count. He has 8 plus, I think.
8 more than 75, or what do you mean?
Yeah, I think he has well over 75 at this.
Okay. Yeah, sometimes purples are hard to keep track of because it's a pretty big number, and if you forget
Plus, you
to
can
write it
spend
down,
them.
oh, exactly.
So if you ever,
sorry.
yeah, if you ever write like, if you ever buy anything, you have to be like, all right, well, how much would I buy cost now that I'm leaving? And
Yeah, exactly.
doing
For the
best
next
sub
sub
area.
area.
I think that this sub area is so good.
Yeah, it's really quick, and it has a timer area. Timer boon, I mean.
The only thing that's really missing is like purples, and that chest could also be in a. I mean, that moon could be in a chest if it really wanted to.
Yeah, why not?
Just destroy bingo.
It also looks like it's not really a sub area because it's just an entrance. By the bingo definition, it is a sub area.
That
And
was that mistake was made so much more before. People, I would watch races and they'd be like, "Oh, that's not a sub area," and then the next race, "Oh yeah, that's a sub area."
Yeah, sub areas can be really confusing. But all the runners have a cheat sheet where they can look up if something is a sub area or not. They can also look up where all the treasure chest moons are, and so on and so on.
Yeah. It's a pretty. The cheat sheet is developing still. They're adding pictures and stuff like that.
Yeah, but it's really helpful.
The only thing I miss is it used to have a section for which moons were. It had a list for when moons were unlocked in the kingdom. So it would differ between like boss and world peace and start and moon rock, and it was really nice.
Yeah, now it just says it below the moon, right?
Yeah. Now it's per like the category. So like if you're looking for chest moons, it'll be like, oh, this one's there at the start, this one's world peace.
Yeah, still helpful, but the sorting thing could be really useful to check at first glance which which ones are available before World Peace. And luckaffe taking a huge dive down to Pauline.
Absorbing all of it into his legs, the way that you're supposed to, take a fall. It's so weird seeing Mario in this costume.
Yeah. You rarely see this costume.
Luckaffe sponsored by... I don't even remember what their name is in the game.
Crazy Cap Store, maybe?
But it does look like he's going for World Peace in Metro.
Yeah, I was about to say he already has enough moons to leave, but he's still collecting.
Looks like he wants that diagonal.
Yeah. Especially because the 4 checkpoints in Seaside are really quick.
Mm-hmm. It's not too huge of a commitment to go to Seaside when it's just for some checkpoints.
Do you think he's also going for 110 moons? For column 1?
It could be, but that's a lot of bingos I think he's getting then.
Yeah, maybe he doesn't want column 2, because he would have to go back to Cascade for that.
Yeah. It could just be a route change.
Because he still has collected the ground pound moon next to the OTEP guy. I don't even know how to call him otherwise than OTEP.
Yeah, I think he's... I don't remember if he's a bass or a guitar, but I was also just gonna call him OTEP.
Yeah, it's easier and everyone knows what you mean.
Yeah. I wouldn't be too surprised if he picked up column 1 now. He has been buying costumes, he's getting that bottom left square. Well, he already has it.
Exactly.
And getting 110 regionals kind of combos with Metro World Peace, since you end up getting a lot of moons for Metro's World Peace.
Yeah, usually you leave Metro with 75 moons. And he will probably have like 10 extra moons.
Mm-hmm.
That would be 85. I think
He
he's
still
gotten
has
extras.
sub areas.
Oh yeah, exactly. And he got some extra ones in wooded and sand. Or maybe not wooded, but in sand he got more for his other square.
Yep. There's only about 5 more, because I think he ended up getting 21 moons.
Yeah, I think so. World Peace is a pretty long goal. However, it is also ranked pretty high in the difficulty, so that means the other squares in that line or row or column are easier. And it is the central goal, so
Yeah.
it opens up a lot of bingo possibilities.
It does always hurt to see that middle space be something that you'd really rather avoid.
Yeah, exactly. Especially if you need 3 bingos, then one of them usually goes through the middle square. Except if you really have to avoid it.
Festival time, boys.
Yeah.
If he is getting 110 moons, I am expecting him to get the hidden moon here.
Yep. He has almost 30 moons, so he's probably going for it.
That is something that should be noted. That festival is not often seen in speedruns. There are, I think, 4 categories that get festival.
Oh, he skipped the secret moon.
World
there's World
Peace,
Peace.
Dark Side, Darker Side. Oh no, I don't think Dark Side gets it actually.
Yeah, I'm not sure about Dark Side.
All unique and 100%. So.
Yeah, and festival percent.
Oh yeah, that is a category.
Yeah, exactly. Well, just a category extension, but still.
Yeah.
Alright, an extra goal and 3 wounds for luckaffe. And good music for us.
Mm-hmm. Also a nice little break for him, watching the cutscene.
Yep, time to mark the squares and plan the rest of the route.
Yep. Love those moments in bingo.
Oh yeah.
Just even just like a couple of seconds just to catch my breath, dude.
Yeah, compared to other bingo games, this game doesn't have a lot of cutscenes at the beginning. It has some cutscenes, but yeah, you still have to do the majority of the routing during Cap Kingdom while playing. So every little cutscene is a good thing in bingo.
Opting to get the sub area along with moon shards, even though I'm pretty sure he's not getting column 2 at this point.
Yeah, he hasn't marked the 3 moon shards, even though he has them already.
Oh yeah, you did already get them. This is the 4th moon shard.
Yep. And I don't think he's going back to Cascade at this point. Except maybe if he needs more moons for his 110 moons, if he's going for that. Let's see if he knows where all the shards are, because this can be really tricky if you don't know the room.
I think that he needs the one that's underneath the thing that he's on.
Yeah, and there's also one hidden in a taxi. And I know I went for this room in a bingo. I think it was a bingo, and I did not find that one for a long time.
Opts to actually just leave.
That's also a possibility.
So he did get the other moon though, right?
I wasn't sure.
I don't know, I don't think he did.
Yeah, I think he did not.
Said he'll just move on the T-Rex scooter.
And even if he got that other moon, getting just 1 moon in a sub area will sometimes mess up your routing.
Not
Because
everyone's on my I have some strats where I only get 1 in.
Oh, okay. Yeah, no, for me it's always, it messes me up if I only get 1 of them in a room.
I mean, you know, it's also to be noted I don't actually run them, right?
Oh yeah, okay. Yeah, running
theoretical.
and routing can be really different. I think that's 16 sub-area moons.
Yeah, I believe 16 as well.
Now he could go for the outfit door. This door is not open yet. Or he could go for the bullet building. I think those are the last two sub-areas in Metro.
Is the RC car room?
That's not a sub-area.
That's not a sub area. I just went to check the sheet.
Yeah, sure. But
Because I
he's
thought that
buying
was a
another
post
outfit.
game.
Yeah, one of the moons is available from the start, and one is post-game.
I'm fairly sure that this is his 5th costume.
I think it's 4th. Maybe I've missed one though.
Oh yeah, he did do Rocket Room. Forgot about that.
That's his 5th. And he has the builder's outfit, so he might go for the outfit room as well.
And this will actually be his last sub area if he does a outfit. I forgot that he did Rocket Room.
Oh, I might have missed that as well. This will be another Moon Shards moon, but as we already know, he doesn't care about that goal.
Still pretty interesting that he didn't go for it, yet he still ended up getting 5 of them.
Yeah, I guess he really didn't like the Cascade moons. And he seems to be pretty confident with this room.
Mark to the board during a moon cutscene.
Yeah. Multitasking. So yeah, he'll probably soon head to Seaside.
I would
Because he
expect
has-
him though to go there now.
Yeah, he has most of the quicker moons in Metro now. And yep, warping to the Odyssey to store his moons and go to Seaside. I hope he will choose the right kingdom.
Not a problem I've seen as of late, but back a couple months ago.
Yeah, I used to struggle a lot with this. Because in all the categories that I was running, I always go to snow first so I can just mash without thinking.
Yeah.
But not in bingo. It's also hard to find the right...
Oh! That is rough.
Let's see if he has any backup strats, or if he maybe just complete snow to get some more extra moons. Because he will need... I don't know how many.
He could opt to do 2 barrier moons. Because that'll complete a bingo.
2 barrier. Yeah, but then he would need to go back to Cascade.
Yeah, he would have to go to Cascade. No, I think he does any percents this as hard as he can.
I mean, any percent includes 2 moon barriers, so he will get that goal anyway if he wants it.
But at least this helps get 110 moons for sure.
Exactly. Did you see how many he has in the Odyssey?
Oh, I didn't. I think he has 90 something, 96.
Alright, that might be possible. So if he gets 10 here, he will have 106 more or less.
Yeah.
And then he can get 5 quick moons in Seaside.
he already actually finished 20 moons and sub areas, but he might not know that.
I think I only counted 18, but I'm not sure if I missed one of them. Oh, no, the snow rooms are not sub areas, unfortunately.
Yeah, sadly, snow is mostly devoid of sub areas. It's got a couple, but pretty sure most of them are locked behind world peace.
Yep. There's the outfit door and I think the beanstalk.
No, all of them, but the outfit door are apparently locked behind peace.
Yeah. Oh yeah,
Which is
all of the
rather
other ones are outdoors.
In general, I tend to favor Seaside in Bingo.
Yeah. Seaside has more moons available from the start and quicker moons.
It also has a lot more goals.
Yeah. Well, Snow also has many goals, but most of them are locked behind world peace. And you can get the same goals in Seaside as well. So most of the time you will see runners go for Seaside. Or just for 1 or 2 quick goals in Snow.
Yeah.
One out of 2 barrier moons if he's going for the square. I wonder if he will go for a sub area in Snow or in Seaside. I think the ones in Seaside are quicker.
Yeah, I would agree with that.
And easier to access, so yeah.
But also, he might just be more comfortable with some of them in Snow, so...
Oh, that might be true as well.
With a lot of these people who play Bingo, it's hard to gauge where they actually stand on some of these spaces and how they like to complete them, because some rooms may be a little bit slower, but you're better at doing those rooms than...
Yeah, exactly. But none of the sub areas in Snow or Seaside are in the any percent route, so
Yeah.
he might still have knowledge from the casual playthrough or just from testing around or from doing bingos.
And he is out of here.
Yep. Only getting the quick moons. Okay, that's 107 moons. That means only 3 more in Seaside. 2 will come from a sub area, and then he'll probably grab a quick one on the way.
So, let's see, probably like ground pound.
Yeah, or riding the jet stream. Or just climbing the cliff, the first one in any percent.
Yeah. There's a lot of quick options here.
And it's just his any percent muscle memory.
It took me so long to get this just effortlessly.
Yeah, it takes some time when you start out Odyssey, but after you get the hang of it, most of these jumps get, well, not easy, but you will know what to do.
Mm-hmm.
The bonk on the barrel.
Getting that 1 coin.
Exactly. All according to plan. He's doing the Gushen sub-area, which is... I don't even know which one is quicker, the rocket or the Gushen. But I guess that's the one that came to mind. That came to his mind first.
Yep. I think they're about the same time.
Yeah, they seem pretty... Both seem pretty quick. Now it just needs the checkpoints.
Yep.
And I'm not sure if he knows that he doesn't need to deposit the moons at the Odyssey. But it won't cost him a lot of time. Yeah, unfortunately grabbing the notes instead of the rocket flower.
Cappy has a mind of his own.
Exactly. That's 2 checkpoints.
This will be his 3rd. Hopefully he can get back up to that Gushen before it despawns. Oh, he's just gonna opt to get a cheap instead.
Yep, probably going for a 2nd underwater checkpoint.
Yep.
And then gonna deposit the moons, which is not necessary, but it doesn't make a big difference here.
Yeah, it's like an 8-second difference, I think.
Oh, counting the checkpoints. So yeah, GG to luckaffe.
Yep.
Do we want to ask him for an interview?
Yeah, I'm done.
I think we have some time before the next match. The next match is on 6 PM.
Hey guys.
Welcome, luckaffe. Congrats on your win.
Yeah, congrats on the win.
Thanks.
It's a bit unfortunate what happened to Sefaro.
Yeah, I'm really sorry. Like, he was, I don't know. I think he miscalculated his work schedule.
Yeah.
Something like that.
Sometimes real life can cross time schedules.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And yeah.
of course.
But props to you for finishing the bingo.
Oh, no
And
problem.
entertain
I mean,
the people.
Mm-hmm.
it is just a lot of fun to play this. So everyone who wants to join in on that, please do.
Yeah, I would recommend anyone who's interested at all, just do bingo.
Yeah, it's awesome. And it's not like we've only got the Odyssey bingo possibility, but there's so many options.
Mm-hmm.
So
But yeah.
how did you feel about your bingo today?
Um,
Did you like your choices?
I actually I think I shouldn't have done 2 world peace things. That was really slow. Um, and then like Metro killed me so often. I don't know.
I
The
think it
like
ended up kind of working out since he took 110 million total, though.
yeah, yeah, kinda. And then I went to snow, which like duh. I had like 2 or 3 facepalm moments in this one.
Yeah, that's a common bingo mistake.
Yeah. I do have
It,
that in any percent sometimes as well.
it did kind of work out for you, though, because you
Yeah,
did still manage to pick up some moons for your total, but probably would have preferred getting them in Seaside, but you recovered.
yeah, I think it had a very nice. They were pretty slow, but they worked together really well.
Yeah, it's important to look at the synergies and not only at the separated goals.
Even though I think with a bit more time you could find another one. But that's the thing about bingo. Like once you're committed, after 40 minutes to change the route is just not. It's not viable.
It's so scary.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah, but thanks for having me. I'm really looking forward to the next ones. Oh, come on, don't kill me again.
That was your first match in the group stage, right?
Yeah, next one is on Sunday.
Sunday at 8.
No,
Yeah.
on Saturday and then Sunday.
Or no,
So
yeah, Sunday at 3.
I've got like after the weekend I'm done with the preliminaries.
Yep, and now you already have one of the wins, so your chances are probably looking pretty good.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's really nice. I was not thinking about like really going for the next stage or something like that because like normally my times are around 1:15, and then I heard from some guys that they are like below an hour, and I'm oh my god. No.
It varies wildly because of boards, but I wouldn't say that people who are in the 115 range are like out of the tournament.
Yeah, no, I'm not talking about any percent. Like
Yeah, I'm talking about bingo too.
oh, okay, good. Just so we are clear. But all the games that I've seen so far, which is 2, like the one from yesterday and mine, were like 120 finishes from both players. So I'm a bit more,
Feeling a little bit better about it.
yeah, a bit more positive.
Yeah, I think there are many people who haven't played many bingos yet, but wanted to try it out with this tournament. So
Yeah, I mean,
not
it's
all
a
of the players are top bingo players.
great environment for that. Like just to find maybe 2 or 3 bingo partners,
Yeah, exactly.
because like it's as I said, it's just tons of fun to make up the route as you go. Just by doing that, the race is always open. You don't know who's in the lead until to the very last 5 minutes, something like that.
Yeah, there are some crazy moments in bingo where you just in the last moment, one of the racers can take the lead, and without you noticing before,
Yeah,
it's pretty amazing to watch and play.
and then he's got like, oh, I just filled in 4 of the. What? No way.
That's why I try to stress that you can't just look at the board when you're looking at the race, because even if someone's one space away, that one space could be a 10-minute investment.
Yeah, exactly. Like my 110 or the 20 moons from sub areas. I was so close to not finishing that because I was like, I was at I think 8 when I entered Metro, and then I was like, Oh god damn it! I only have Metro and Seaside to get 12 more moons from sub areas.
Yeah, but there are surprisingly many sub areas in Metro, so
Yes.
you
Yeah.
managed to get it.
Yeah, I got 10. Even though sometimes I'm still not really comfy with what is a sub area and what.
Yeah. That's how I think a lot of newer people are, where they haven't stared at the cheat sheet as much. They haven't had.
Yeah.
Eventually, you question it enough to where you go look at the cheat sheet
Yeah,
10 times.
we've been doing bingo for like, I don't know, 2 or 3 months now, something around that, and we have been playing with our own rules for the longest time. And then we had a look at the cheat sheet and we're like, oh,
Okay.
we cannot do that like that, no. Like we had sub areas, pretty much everything that has a door or a pipe or
Okay.
a load screen.
So you were playing with your friends?
I'm playing with Hedwig.
Oh,
Ah.
okay.
Like very regularly.
Alright, yeah, that's pretty cool.
Yeah, it's as I said, it's tons of fun. It's one of the best things that I've learned during since I started streaming.
Yeah, bingo is so much fun.
Yeah.
I was also surprised when I started bingo. Like all the routing and improvised movement. All the strats that you never see in other categories.
I don't even know how I got there. I think I saw Triax do it on stream.
Yep, that was Vash origin story there.
But I can't point a finger at it. Maybe it was a bingo of some other game or something. Oh no, Triax! I just saw the darker side runs. That's what it was.
Okay. Yeah, I hope that some people will see this match and decide to pick up bingo as well.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I really hope so. Everyone, just join us on which one? The Mario Odyssey speedrun server? Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly.
Discord. Talk to one of us. Ask us for how it's done, and we'll get you set.
It's also a lot of the time they're fresh opponents for you to face in bingo.
Oh, I'm sorry. I was grabbing a moon right there.
Keeping your hands busy.
Yeah.
All time is practice time.
No, this is more like casual stuff. I don't know what the English word is, something like tendonitis or something,
Yeah.
where my wrist kind of broke, and I just regenerated from that 2 days ago. I had my arm in cast for like a week.
Oh, so you were not even able to practice?
Yeah, I did, but I don't think my dog is gonna love it.
Alright.
That's like actually pretty amazing because that didn't show at all on your run.
Cool.
Yeah, your movement seems pretty pretty good. I
Thanks.
can't find the right word, but yeah.
Decent is enough. If it's decent, I'm fine.
I mean, in bingo, it's also always different from any percent. Like, it's not perfect because you always have to think about the route and everything.
Yeah, it never can be like, and what you really have to think of about during the race is never forget to get all the things. If you have to go back to a stage you've visited earlier, you lose so much time. if you got like 20 moons in Wooded and 30 purple coins in Wooded, and you forget to get the purple coins, you're so fucked. Hmm. So who's next? Anyone got that?
I don't have it open. I think there's no match today.
Yeah, the next match is on Saturday for the bingo.
Oh.
Yeah, Saturday morning, actually, 6 a.m.
Oh my god, no,
6
that's...
a.m. Eastern time.
Okay, that's around
That should be
That one
noon
was
for you.
just scheduled.
midday-ish, I think.
I think
For
it's all
me?
approved already, right?
Yeah, it just got approved. Because I just had to refresh, and I refreshed it at the beginning of this interview.
Yeah, I might even be able to watch that. Nice. Okay, guys, I gotta go to work tomorrow. Gotta build a stage like for a concert.
Nice.
All right. In that
And I
case,
need...
congrats again on your win.
Thank you.
That's
On
I
your
need to
bingo.
be fit for that. Yeah, see you guys. Thanks for having
ya.
me. I had a wonderful time.
Thanks for running.
Yeah, thanks
Always
for
a
running.
pleasure. Always
Also,
a pleasure.
everyone in the chat, make sure to follow the runners if you enjoyed the race, and the commentators if you enjoyed the commentary. Oh, Sefaro's URL is actually wrong. I can post the right one. And follow Speed Gaming to see more races from speedruns and bingos. On this channel, the next race will be at 6 p.m. Eastern Time. Link to the past randomizer. So thanks everyone for watching, and have a good evening. Bye bye.
Bye.
See you, everybody.